Hello, everybody, and welcome to your mini readings. Thank you to those of you who booked with me. It means so much to me. It really is fulfilling to connect with you one-on-one. That I feel like that's part of like my heart's work. So I just so appreciate the energy exchange here. For those of you who are interested in mini readings in the future, please let me know. I really only offer them when I feel tugged by spirit to do so. So if I feel that there's like an audience pull for it, I'll definitely offer them more often. But up on deck today, we have mini readings for Dawn, Renae, Rose, and Jeannine. If you'd like to go ahead and skip to your personalized reading, I will include timestamps here. But for those of you wanting to take a moment to get centered, if that resonates, I'll invite you here. We've already opened sacred space, so I'll turn up our background music just a little bit and just invite you to take an easy, cleansing breath in. Holding that at the top for just a couple beats and then letting that go. Let the day go. Inviting our guides, angels, ancestors in around us now. Just setting an intention that what we need to know exactly in this very moment is revealed clearly, succinctly, and beautifully. You may even start to get a couple messages right now. And just one more easy inhale in. And then exhale that out. Let that go. This time is about you and your connection to all that is. Okay, I will see you at the top of your timestamps. We are starting off with Dawn. And Dawn asks, how will my life change from this day forward? So, dearest Dawn, do I have your permission to connect to your energy and deliver Spirit's messages today? Okay, I feel a yes. Let me go ahead and turn our background music down a little bit more, and then let's get started. Okay, I wanted to go for this one first, so that's what we'll start with. Okay, Spirit, so Dawn is asking, how will her life change from this day forward? We're going for activation cards, so I'm guessing that there's some pretty big changes they're wanting to talk about. Let's see what comes out. Interesting. So they're acknowledging how large in size these cards are and how not only do I have to hold them differently to shuffle, but they take a bit longer to shuffle. So I wonder if, look at that, that one wants to come out. I wonder if there's a change that's quite big, that's taking a bit longer than what you're used to. Okay, I feel like they want to stop there. Okay, so first out we have Universal Love, number 44. This activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole of existence itself. Wow. Okay, we also have for you Fertility, number 27. Fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. A grander expression of ourselves. I feel like you're going to be sharing more of yourself with the universe. We'll definitely get some more details here. We might need to move our hummingbirds. Wanted to keep the set, if you will, for your cards just very clean and simple. And for you, Dawn, that feels very relevant. And even these colors are kind of similar. They mirror each other a bit. So I feel like a big change I'm already seeing here is that your outside will match your inside. So maybe you've been feeling for a while that it doesn't. And that is going to change. And it's changing from the inside out, which I'm seeing nodding heads, and they're saying like that's the way to do it for sure. Interesting. If we look at these like from a numerological standpoint, we have an 8 and a 9. So I feel like this is a very natural progression for you. I feel like you're mastering yourself and going through waves of like feeling like I've mastered myself and then realizing I didn't. And then feeling like I mastered myself again and oh man, I did the same thing again. And just, you know, allowing yourself some grace, kind of like a rubber band, that things expand and contract naturally. So it feels like instead of, oh wow, you're like expanding your perception of time and yourself within times. So let me break that down a little bit. This is very philosophical. This is beautiful. So it's as if you're reflecting back on your life, each section of your life feels like its own lifetime. It's like I was this person this many years ago, I was this person next, I was this person next. And it's almost like they exist in your mind separately. And I'm just seeing it like all come together into this big, beautiful, like star. And you're like, I am all of them at the same time. I always have been. Whoa. So this is a huge integration. Huge expansion of philosophy. I mean, seriously, how you are looking at life. And that's leading to a ton of ideas. So let's get some more details. Okay, Spirit. So, how will Dawn's life change from this day forward? Sounds like you're talking about an expansion of consciousness, particularly with time and identity. Did you see the death card flash there? Yeah, so like the death of an old idea of like, I am different. I'm so different than I was before. There's this new idea of like, I'm actually just evolving. I don't have to become a totally different being. It's almost like they want to talk to you about that, that buried within that, this impulse to become a new person is almost like a rejection of the old version of you. And it feels like you're no longer going to do that. It's like I made some mistakes, but I was still worthy of love. And I still carry that part of me within me, because that's how it's meant to unfold. Wow, this is like extremely profound. So it feels like you might be studying something and then it's just like, boom, this huge realization hits you and it just kind of blows everything that you thought you knew out of the water. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't quite get it before. I just needed this extra piece. Okay, Spirit, could you give us some more details about how Dawn's life will change from this day forward? Okay, we have the 8 of Wands, the Hierophant, that felt exciting, and I'm usually not like personally excited by the Hierophant, so interesting. Oh, and we have the 10 of Swords. Okay, so letting go of those, it's almost like, this is very specific. This isn't typically what the 10 of Swords means. But for you, it's like there's this habit of, yeah, it's like there's this concept that has stuck around somehow that you have to totally eliminate a previous version of yourself to feel like you are up leveling. So there's this constant sense of rebirth. I'm totally different. I'm totally different. I've never been this way ever before, never even close. And so it's like you're like killing parts of yourself off, and in a way it's rejecting aspects of yourself, even though shadow aspects are longing to be accepted by you. And so it feels like we're going to be done with doing that. It feels like there's going to be a realization that that is just another way to be very hard on yourself and very critical. Although it's very cleverly masked, I will say, as like self-help and growth. So a huge thing, a big change coming in is structure. With the Hierophant, this could also reference like, well, it's usually like an institutional organization. So this could be like a church, or just someone in a place of authority. This could even reference like a minister of some kind. So you could come across a new teacher that really resonates for you, or even a group of people that you want to join. This can also mean work. So you might decide to work with an institution. The Hierophant is like traditional structure. So it's like bringing part of that back in. So I wonder if like, maybe this is about church. It's like finding a church that really works, and it's something that feels familiar, yet it's like pushing you in the right ways. It's like without any boundaries to test, it's just kind of all one note. I know that this is like really loose in concept, but it's like, okay, so they're talking about you, your spirit guides. They're like, she loves to ask questions. She loves to get to know new people, to try to understand things and research new concepts. That's part of how she integrates and expands. So maybe a new level of faith, a new church organization, to kind of grow within, and then beyond those boundaries, I feel like is a really healthy change that's coming in. So maybe you've been trying that and it's not quite the level of structure you would like. So maybe they don't do, the same traditional things that you would like them to do. I feel like you're finding a new church that is perfect for you. And it brings back it's almost like within this earthly life, it's like you're viewing your past as past lives, which they're saying can make things a little more difficult to process. And so it's like bringing back one of those past lives and breathing new life into it, understanding that you are still that person who loved to be in church and experience faith in this way. And an increase of communication over here in the Eight of Wands. So people emailing you, calling you, wanting to communicate with you, wanting to work with you in general. Big increase there. I would love some more information. Okay, so they're wanting to go with this deck. So of course these are very like short, sweet messages, but they're packed with a big punch of color. So it feels like there's a lot of, and everything is so beautiful and colorful here already. Wow. Yeah, I just feel like there's going to be a lot more expression moving forward in your life. So you might have been feeling pretty reserved, or maybe even just kind of bored. So I'm seeing a lot more like passion and intensity, like truly living, like having a full human experience. Okay, this one wants to come out. All right, lovely. Let's see what we have here. Mystery. Ooh, that's an exciting card. All right, and we also have disruption. Yes, so we're disrupting this pattern of feeling like to move forward, I need to create a new person and I need to kill off this old version of myself. The Spirit's like, no, that's making it more difficult than it needs to be. It might even be slowing things down a little bit. And with mystery over universal love, I feel like there's a relationship they're talking about here. Let's see if they'll tell me anything else about it. Could you clarify this mystery? It feels like a relationship. Is there anything that you could tell Dawn about this right now, Spirit? All right, we have the Five of Wands. And let's get one more over there on mystery. We have the Ace of Coins. So this could be someone that you meet through a business offer, or maybe even like a retreat of some type. Maybe you both pay for something and you bump into each other at line, or in a line, at line, interesting. There's this competitive nature around this mystery. So I wonder if you might be getting competitive with yourself about like how quickly you can draw it in, or what you can do to make it happen. Or if it's not here by this time, I'm definitely going to be doing this. Like XYZ. I can like feel you making up a plan and putting it into place so that you don't go crazy. And Spirit's kind of laughing about that. And they're like, hey, you know, it's a co-creation. A little bit of friendly competition with yourself is not going to hurt the situation. But just, you know, have faith that divine timing is at play, and that there's meant to be some mystery right now. And it's almost like there's this sense of like giving an offering to Spirit, like, well, what if I do this? Then will it happen? They're like, it'll happen when it needs to happen. But I am getting something about a relationship here with universal love, which is very exciting. So you might be connected around like spiritual beliefs, or morale, since we have the Hierophant here as well. Okay, well, let's get some advice for you about what to do in the meantime with all of this beautiful expansion coming to you. I'd really love to see some advice over here with disruption, and fertility is just such a beautiful energy to usher in, like romance and expansion. Okay, we already have... Don't let pride get in your way. Oh, interesting. So I wonder even if as these messages are coming out, it's not feeling like, oh, that can't be right. I'll figure out what it really means for me later. Interesting. Yeah, there's this sense of like, I thought I had something figured out and I'm having to realize that maybe I didn't. Maybe there's another aspect that I didn't quite get. And again, it's just an opportunity to love yourself, maybe even others, even more. That's how you know you're going to be on the right track, is that you feel a deeper capacity for love. And Leo loves to be right, so... If it feels like, like if it's making you bristle to feel like maybe you got something wrong, you know, it's not personal. Spirit's just really wanting to help you get closer to your highest destiny in this life. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. I feel like some of this disruption is actually going to be sitting in complete silence, which will be totally new for you. I feel like the ways in which you do that now is very specific. So maybe you have a moment of silence as a meditation or to write. This is almost like a social silence. So I wonder if... So feeling like I need to reinvent myself, it comes from this fertility of ideas of like, well, this is who I would really love to be. Well, let me embody that. So there's really nothing wrong with that idea, but it's just in practice, you're sort of like inflicting some pain on yourself. I hope that's making sense. It's like you're telling yourself you were not good enough before, and I do not like what you did. And we're going to totally wipe the slate clean and write a new narrative. And Spirit's like, there's this adjustment in perspective that's coming, that they really want to help you usher in. And it's more you're constantly rewriting your narrative. They're saying that's part of evolution, but it's not like creating a new person to be. It's creating new interactions, new ways in which you perceive and interact with the world around you. Even experiencing a new world that you haven't been in before, but you're still the same soul in there. You're still the same spirit in there. This is beautiful. Okay, let's finish with a couple pieces of divine abundance for you to expect. So giving yourself some grace. Exactly, that's exactly what we were just talking about. It's like perceiving how you work within time and life. So these are huge, huge concepts. It's like you're mastering life, honestly. It's like you're already thinking ahead. You're like, I want to wrap this up and feel really pleased with everything I did in this life. Yeah, and detachment from outcomes. That can be an ego thing too. When you're truly, truly detached, that's full, you're like in full surrender. So I can see that happening as well, which is very challenging. That is, that's impressive. All right, Spirit, what else? Let's give one more piece of divine abundance for Dawn and how her life is changing from this day forward. Divine love. And you have universal love. So I think love's coming your way. However you would like that to manifest, it would be a great thing to talk to your spirit guides about, your spirit team, angels, ancestors. I feel like they're saying you've got a lot of love to give, and it's time to reflect that back to you. So thank you so much, Dawn, for your submission. I will lovingly step back from your energy at this time. I hope this was helpful and resonated, sending you tons of love and light, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye. Okay, next up we have Renae. Hello, Renae. Welcome to your mini reading. I do want to start by asking for your divine permission to connect to your energy and deliver Spirit's messages today. Okay, I'm feeling a yes. So Spirit wanted to start out with this deck. I know you wanted a general check-in. These usually give some great information about what it is they want to talk to you about. So let's see what they have in store for you. So for Renae, Spirit, asking for messages for the highest good, especially of Renae. Patience, I'm feeling that. Maybe a change of plans, a change of pace. Or being patient with the pacing of something. So maybe something is happening a bit too slow or even a bit too fast for your liking. So there's this question of like, can I affect that? Can I speed that up? Oh. Okay. All right, that's 3. That's not too many. We'll take those. Yeah, it feels like there's this disruption in a process that's already begun that you're curious about. So let's see what that is. So we have strength, number 34. Strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, I empower. Wisdom, number 7. On a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. Oh, it's Spirit Wisdom Wednesday. Okay, perfect. And then we also have, sensuality, 21. Your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. So I feel like you're pretty like witty and clever, Renae. There's like a lot of alliteration. There's a lot of like grammatical things that I'm noticing that are sort of like elements of poetry. So I wonder if you've been like doing different cultural things. So that could be, you know, film, reading, art, food. I mean, that could be, you know, you could experience culture and art in any way, but that's just an interesting message that came through right away. Um, Seeing synchronicity already between strength and wisdom, those both reduce to a 4. I mean, a 7. Interesting. Maybe the number 4 is also significant for you, but the number 7 is jumping out at me. Strength, wisdom, and sensuality. So I feel like right now, you might be wanting to get to the fun stuff. So sensuality, of course, can be like sex and how you experience that in the body, you know, to just be like really basic about it. But it can also be pretty much like what we were just talking about. So like, you know, having excellent food, great drinks, going out for the night, listening to great music, and, you know, spending energy on that to really like feed your soul and have a beautiful experience. So maybe you are planning a trip or a vacation or something like that. This could even be like a relationship. We'll get more detail about that, but this feels like the goal. Like you're wanting to just go ahead and hurry up and get there. For now, I feel like you're having to really dig your heels in and be strong about your current situation. I feel like you have the wisdom to know when action is appropriate and when it's not. But it just feels like I'm feeling a little bit of frustration there. So let's go ahead and get some tarot to clarify what this is. But that's kind of the timing that I'm getting. It's like, if this could just hurry up, if I could just have my deadline, I'd be able to be so much stronger. It would be so much easier for me. But I just want this experience to be here. I just want to be with my partner. It's like there's this end goal that you're looking for, and you're like, where is it? Yeah, I'm feeling a lot of self-control over here, and you're wanting to just like leave that behind. And it's basically like this desire to free yourself from a structure, from having everything so set. It's like I want to just be able to do what I want. In other words, I feel like you really need a break and you really need a win. Okay. That'll be our last one for tarot. Okay, let's see what we have popping out here. So first we have the 6 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. That makes sense. And then in this corner, we have the 8 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. Okay. So here's this laughing and drinking with friends, communing, having a good time, being social, communicating with a lot of people. I feel like you're off on your own right now or something. So I don't know if you're remote or you're just like in a different location from friends and family, or you're wanting to call in friends and family that really resonate with you. So let's start over here in the strength corner. We need a final tarot card over wisdom, and that's what we're supposed to flip over at the end. Okay, so over strength, we have the 6 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. So this is a tough transition. The 6 of Swords can talk about travel, maybe even like traveling across bodies of water, but mostly it just means a difficult but necessary transition. So leaving behind something that you had to leave behind. So that could be a job, it could be people, something just wasn't aligned anymore, and it took a lot of strength and composure for you to pick up everything and move on. Maybe you even physically moved like all of your stuff too. but there's definitely like physical movement, traveling here, something that you had to do, and it like wasn't a great experience. With the Ten of Wands, that's a card of feeling like I have to do everything by myself. Typically, it's a man carrying 10 wooden dowels on his back, and he's way bent over, like it's too much weight for you to carry. You shouldn't have had to do all of that by yourself, and it was just totally overwhelming. But I feel like you showed yourself that you could do that because you had to. There was literally not a choice. And I feel like you have demonstrated to yourself a ton of strength that you did not know that you had. So maybe you thought, swords is also mental energy, so maybe you thought this would totally break me if I had to leave this job, this house, whatever it was, this like pillar of strength in your life. You had to totally leave it behind. So that's like part of the story. And then moving forward, we're wanting a lot more action. We're wanting a lot more communication, friends and family. I'm wanting to like cut loose and blow off some steam from all of this. I just want to have fun again. This has been so serious and so difficult. I really want to just enjoy myself. So let's see, Spirit, what did you want to wait until now to reveal in the present moment with wisdom? The Seven of Coins, okay. Yeah, there's that frustration energy that I was feeling before. So this is like, what you're planning over here is great. It sounds like a great party, great fun, great people. Maybe you're saving up to move to like an area of town that has a lot more nightlife or something like that. It just feels like you're wanting to have a lot more fun. You might even be considering, you know, we have wands here. That could be career, or relationship. Either way, it feels like I want to interact with people a lot more. I want to talk to a lot of people. I'm a people person. I'm a networker. So you might be doing something more creative in the future. Or that's the plan anyway. But right now it just feels a little bit frustrating because it's like I'm not quite sure what to, like, how to make that happen. I feel like you've made some investments here. They're not quite paying off just yet. But that doesn't mean they won't. The Seven of Coins is like your crops are not yet ready, ripe enough to harvest. So it's usually just like a person looking down at their plant like, oh, I wish I could have that fruit, but it's not quite ready yet. And and we have 7 and 7. Yet another synchronicity for you. So we have 7, 7, 7. Definitely be on the lookout for those repeating numbers. But I feel like it's like you're picking your battles a little bit more. I feel like you are wanting to have more self-awareness around how you are spending time. So it's like you're looking at these investments you've made. It's like, you know, you're smart. You know that it's not ready yet, that it'll pay off in the future. I just have to wait, and it's frustrating, but I'm willing to do that if it means I'm going to get the life that I want. But it's like, is this a good experience for me? This difficulty in the past, I feel like, has kind of reframed the way you're thinking about your life. And you're like, I want to make sure that I am enjoying myself in some way every day. So maybe before this happened, you weren't. And I've been there too, so I totally understand that. But I just feel like your priorities have totally shifted. I feel like you're far away from this, far away enough from the past to get a really big confidence boost from it. You're like, oh my gosh, if I can do that, I can do anything. No problem. I never thought I'd be able to do that. Pick up my life and move? No, I did not think I was able to do that, but you did. There's something else you're waiting on right now, but it's not as big of a deal as that was. You've done the hard part. And now you're just ready to have a great time. So I would love to see, like, if Spirit has any advice for you, or... Okay, let me see what deck they want to use. So they actually want to go for angels and ancestors, and they're pointing to this card, And they want to remind you, Renae, that you're not alone. And they're going to prove that by showing you who all is showing up to support you. Which angels and ancestors are here for Renae? Oh, okay. Well, that was 3. We'll take those. 3s feel significant too. So we have 7s and 3s. All right, first out we have Elder. Oh, I love this card. Move beyond ancestral patterns. When I explain it, I'll try not to cry. We also have Druid, hold the space. Yep. This kind of reminds me of the 7 of Pentacles, the traditional card. It's a man with a staff and all of his crops around him. Wow. Okay, we also have Shaolin Master. Be graceful in movement and action. Okay. Got it, got it, got it. So let's see if I can move these down just a little bit so you can see some of these words. Alrighty. Let's start with Elder back here. So anytime the Elder shows up, they want to tell you these are your ancestors who might have a similar story to you. So that could be, you know, it could be what is traditionally viewed as like positive traits or even like challenging traits. So it could be an inherited story of abandonment or addiction. I mean, it could be anything, you know, relationships. It could even be like a trade, like everybody did finance. I don't know. This could be anything. One ancestor in particular is showing up for you, and it feels male to me. And this person wants to let you know that they are so proud of you for handling this the way you did, and that they are sorry if they created any setbacks for you. So if you inherited some type of pattern, they're taking ownership of that, and they would love to help you in stopping that pattern. So it could be a pattern of having to totally start over, or just like, I don't know, it feels like extremes, so like hot and cold. And again, it feels like this is mainly either in relationships or in career. So it's like, I love my job, I hate my job. I'm making more money than I ever had, I got laid off. I had to leave my job. Or I'm so in love, I'm so alone. It just feels very, very extreme. And it feels like part of that is an inherited story. So just know that your ancestors in spirit want you to do well, and they love you very much. With the Druid in the present, this is a message to be present in the present moment and stand your ground, hold your space. You're right, you're doing what you need to be doing. Although I feel like maybe some people wouldn't agree with it, because this feels like you're very much digging your heels in. So maybe you feel like you have to justify your choices, which you don't. This is just how you need to do this, and not everybody's going to understand that. And so Spirit wants to validate you and tell you that you're doing a great job. And then over here in the future in Shaolin Master, with all of this action and, you know, enjoying yourself and relaxing and just having a great time, I feel like they're talking about moderation a bit, just not getting too crazy, just making sure that you're taking care of yourself. Yeah, and allowing yourself some grace. Like if you, for example, like I will call myself out when I go out with friends to have a couple drinks. I'm really a lightweight, and I need to not hide that, and I need to be honest about it because otherwise I might feel like I need to keep up or something like that, and I'm like not doing anybody any favors by overdoing it. You know what I mean? Like I need to take care of myself and be responsible for myself. So I feel like there's a little bit of this going on over here. It's just showing yourself some grace in what you're allowing yourself to go through. So that could be, you know, enjoying yourself in many different ways, but just doing so with your own health and peace of mind in the forefront of your mind. Okay, Renae, I know we're just a little bit over, but I'd love to see what pieces of divine abundance are coming in for you. My gosh, this is like an epic journey. I feel, well, okay. We have inner power. Oh yeah, that couples perfectly with the messages about strength. You've demonstrated that to yourself and to everyone around you. What else is showing up for Renae? Companionship. Okay. Yeah, that goes perfectly over here with getting together with friends, or maybe even a partner, having a great time, ushering in a relationship, or even a new chapter of an existing relationship that feels really good. That's beautiful. I feel like these two things are interlocking. So when your inner power is realized to its fullest potential, you're really honoring who you are. Then the companionship piece, like all of your relationships, are going to be peak, are going to be in such good condition. And even the elephants are a pillar of strength and love as well. Okay, thank you so much, Renae, for your general check-in. My gosh, I hope that wasn't too much information, but I hope it did resonate and provide some clarity. I will lovingly step back from your energy at this time, sending you tons of love and light. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye. Okay, next up we have Rose in line for a general check-in. Rose, do I have your permission to connect to your energy and deliver Spirit's messages today? Okay, that feels like a yes. And so the first deck they want to start with for your general check-in is the activations deck. So, sounds like they're wanting to talk about something pretty serious. Pretty big picture. So what do you have in store for Rose? What would you like to talk to her about today in her general check-in? Oh, we have Divine Masculine, number 22. Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. Yeah, just as soon as this flipped over, around the same time, I was about to say that I was just feeling this beautiful, gentle energy kind of entering into the reading. So that's a beautiful combination with Divine Masculine. Let's see what else comes out. I actually feel like there's two of these for you. Okay. All right. We also have for you Perception, number 35. This supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. Okay, interesting. Oh, okay, so we might be taking a look at your perception and experience with the Divine Masculine. Yep. Definitely getting some father energy in here. But I feel like it's kind of collective, so maybe challenging beliefs that you have about divine masculine or men in general, and how you perceive your role with them. So I feel like there's so much structure here that always reminds me, a lot of structure reminds me of like a fatherly energy. So it could be your perception of your relationship with your father, or even your father's perception of you. That seems to be a big theme here. With the divine masculine card showing up for you, though, one thing is for sure, and it is time to take action. So this is a yang energy, meaning it's like proactive. You take steps to make things happen when you are operating from a yang standpoint. In yin or divine feminine, you're like waiting and receiving. and attracting and manifesting. This is like, let me go out and make this happen. Let me say what I need to say. Let me take charge of my life. So I'm definitely getting that big time. Let's keep going. I feel like they want another big card on the table here to kind of bring these two ideas together. So again, it might feel very obvious, whoa, okay, that it's just one person, but I don't feel like it is. I feel like it's all of divine masculinity. So that could be, you know, father, brother, co-worker, husband, you know, everything, romantic, familial. So we had Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep pop out. Number 45, Sleep That's Deep and Lasts Till Morn, Wondrous Dreams, 4 Days Reborn. So I wonder if, okay. So when they're talking about your perception, or really like your relationship with divine masculines in your life, I'm feeling this sense of like dreaming or wishing for something completely different than what has happened. And I feel like Spirit is saying that's understandable. However, we want to help you move through and with what's happening right now. And like trying to manifest something brand new, or sitting in yin for too long, like waiting and waiting. It feels like that's not really working, and I feel like you've known that for a while, but just you haven't been sure of like what to do to be proactive and enact healthy change here. So let's get some more information about this with tarot. Okay. This is a biggie for a general check-in. What else do you want to tell her about this? Wow, they've got so much to say. Are you seeing all that? Okay, that's enough. And these will go over here. Let's see what all they have for you. We have the Two of Wands and the Five of Coins. Yep, so that's talking about your past experience with divine masculine. We have the Two of Swords. Okay, that makes sense that they're giving you a little bit of tough love with that. The Two of Swords can be like, I know there's a lot of stuff that I'm feeling and experiencing emotionally and mentally, but I just can't deal with it right now, or I don't want to face it all at the same time, so I'm going to wait. That's what this card is. So they're acknowledging that like this period of waiting is coming to an end. And in the future, oh wow, we have a beautiful outcome for you. We have the Ace of Swords and the Temperance card. So we have a truth being revealed, being realized in the Ace of Swords. Old bonds being cut that are no longer serving you. So like old karma being resolved. So like I can see like people apologizing and stuff like that. People who haven't been communicating start communicating again. That feels good. And then Temperance is just like this feeling of divine balance and peace. This is also like being able to really moderate emotional and mental responses to things, just being in total, like all of your bodies are in alignment in this future outcome. So that's like your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies are like everything just feels totally right. And like you are right where you need to be, but you actually feel like it in the future when all of this is done. So that's beautiful. So in the past, with the Five of Coins, kind of like what we were touching on before, it's like there's been a disappointing experiences with divine masculine. You may feel left behind by them, left out in the cold, abandoned, forgotten. And then it's like, but there's this, so it's the whole gentle nature that was coming in before that makes it confusing though. So when you're thinking about the past, it's like you see both sides. Over here with the Two of Wands, you're like, well, of course it was so painful for me, but I kind of see like why they did that. And it's just like that back and forth kind of just makes it confusing. And it makes you not want to think about it. You're like, it's like painful. I don't want to face it over and over and over again. And Spirit's like, it's not that you have to face it over and over again. It's just one time. Like, we can just look at this one time, say what we need to say, do what we need to do, and usher in this beautiful era of peace for like a group of people, but especially you. I feel like you're really concerned with this group of people, like family. It's like you really want to bring that gentleness to them. So maybe it just feels like there's a lack of it. And Spirit, I'm seeing nodding heads, like, yes, you definitely bring that in with your words, with your actions, and just your energy, just you being there feels gentle for these other people. Okay, let's simplify this a little bit. So let's clarify. Could you clarify for Rose? How she's working with the divine masculine. Because I can feel in that future position with this Ace of Swords, it's like you're just craving clarity. For someone to just stand up and do something. And I think it's going to have to be you. And that's not typically what you've done in the past, but it feels like that's what it's time for. But again, we have Temperance, which is just like, you know, a card of modesty, of moderation, of peace, of tranquility. So it's not like you have to tell someone to go F themselves. That's not what the message is. It's like, you know, there's a reason why it's best for the situation if it's you who speaks up. And it's because you're so gentle and you're so reasonable that you're able to see both sides. You're a great mediator. So when you speak up, it's not like you're just going to be letting someone have it and screaming at them. So I hope that makes sense. And look at that. We have Comfort that just fell out. Yeah, I feel like this state right here of just like not looking, that's comfortable. Okay, and while that's really like nice and sweet, we want better for you. They want better for you. So in the past, interesting. So it's like, ooh, we'll need to unpack that one. And then in the future, we have ideation. Okay, I almost feel like those need to be flip-flopped. Let me check. Let me get one more. Sorry. I just want to make sure I put those in the right place. We have one more. Could you just let me know, Spirit, where those cards need to be placed? Because that would definitely affect the message. Oh. Okay. So here we go. We have passion, rejection, success, ideation. Okay, that looks right to me. That feels right. So here we are in the comfort zone in the middle of the past and future. Just like, well, if I don't think about it for too long, it's not that upsetting. And if I just wait a little bit longer, maybe I'll kind of like realize what I need to do. And Spirit's like, let's scrap that and take a different approach. So in the past with passion, this is actually kind of a shadow element to me. It feels like anger, and then also rejection kind of amplifies this card behind it of feeling like left behind, left in the cold. So it just feels like we're processing anger and being left behind. And again, this feels like by more than one person, by more than one, what you would view as divine masculine. So distance from that would obviously be comfortable, but in the future you have success. So I feel like part of what's going on is like a latent fear of feeling that anger again from a divine masculine. It just feels so overwhelming. And it's like this fear of disappointment as well. With ideation, it's like, well, unless I have a perfect happy ending, then I'm not willing to talk to anybody. And Spirit's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, so I feel like if you're able to totally let go of your expectations of what you think should be and what ideally would be, there's incredible success waiting for you on the other side of what feels like a conversation. So let's get some guidance for you. This is very blunt. I hope this isn't too much for a general check-in. Okay, so angels and ancestors, who's here for Rose in this situation? I heard long time coming. I also heard coach, so there might be a professional that you interact with to like get prepared for this. Okay, so we have peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. Yeah, I feel like you've always played that role, even in the face of anger or someone just walking out. I feel like you've always been the peacekeeper. This is a very spiritual card as well with the buffalo, so just always being aware of the impact of others' actions even when they aren't aware of them. Right now you have star ancestor with you. Follow the voice of your soul, telling you you definitely deserve better than what you're feeling right now. Yes, it's comfortable, but does it feel totally positive? And then in the future, we have traveler, move in a new direction. Yeah, it's basically asking you to take a different action than you've taken in the past. I mean, you have the success card here, so that's incredible. That's good news. This card having the word ancestor on it is solidifying that this is a family thing for me. Definitely. I even feel like with traveler, because I know that you, they're bringing up pictures from your recent travel in my mind's eye. They're like, this has shown her a different side of herself. Or it's like gathering confidence. It's like being more sure of yourself that you are able to do this. Whoa, look at how the light changed. Sorry, let me try to fix that. Yeah, it's like seeing yourself in a whole different light. It's like, I'm totally more capable than I ever thought I was. Of course. Okay, and then let's see what divine abundance you have on the other side of that. Just very quickly, I know I must be over time. I've been over time with every single one of these readings. We have delusion. Oh my gosh. Intention without surrender can be a fast path to delusion. So I feel like this is in the past. This might be your old perception of masculines. And look at that, where they wanted me to put it. It's like she's looking right at it like, yep. So we're leaving that in the past. We're gaining guidance in the future. Here's another symbol of travel. Worth. Oh yeah. Love that. Taking action on what you know you're worth. which is the truth, which is expressing how you feel, even if it's something you've kept inside for years, maybe even decades. You know it's worth it to do it now. And then clearing. You're just clearing out these old patterns for what feels like a whole clan of people. So thank you so much for your submission, Rose. I hope that wasn't too much. My goodness, what a big reading for just a mini. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. I will lovingly step back from yours at this time, sending you tons of love, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye. And last but not least, we have Miss Jeannine with her reading. The question is, any advice about next steps for my business? Absolutely. Jeannine, do I have your permission to connect to your energy and deliver Spirit's messages today? Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. I already feel kind of like a playful energy, so I feel like that's kind of the direction they're already going in. But they wanted to start with these activation cards for you. So Spirit, do you have any advice for Jeannine about next steps for her business? This is quite a heavy hitter of a deck to start out with, so I'm interested to see. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. It fell right on the floor. Let's see. Okay, so we have Magic number 31. Look at how beautiful the art is on this. Magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move towards possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestations. Whoa. And 31, of course, reduces to a 4. That is a number of foundation for me, Miss Jeannine. So this is the foundation of your business, is this sense of magic. So that might be a bit lacking, especially with that 4, that foundational feeling. So maybe you've been focusing a lot on like honing proper skills, putting away money, or like the logistics of a website, and just learning a lot about those practical pieces, which are, you know, that's the heartbeat of your business. You can't do it without it. That's true. But Spirit's talking about this. It's almost like if you've ever been to a movie or a play with a child, or someone who just is obsessed with art like I am, just has a great suspension of disbelief, and you know, you look over them in the middle of a really intense scene and they're totally engrossed and they're at the edge of their seat. It's that magical feeling of just being so, it's just like you feel like you're in a different world. I can hardly even speak. It's like you're in a different world when you are connected to this business. So we will definitely get more information about this, but it's that magic feeling. I feel like they're saying, please don't lose that. So whatever it was that first motivated you to create a business, whatever it takes, don't ever lose sight of that, even in the mundane day-to-day. Okay, well, wow. On that note, let's get some tarot for you. Wow. I'm telling you what, Spirit is not playing around tonight. They've got big messages for everybody. Okay. So for Jeannine, any advice about next steps for her business? Okay. That one wanted to come out as well. Any advice for Jeannine on next steps for her business? Okay, it feels like they want me to stop and read these first. So we have the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay. So with the 8 of Wands, they're talking about attracting interaction, attracting attention from your audience. So typically I wouldn't read the cards this way, but it's because it's framed within your business. And then the Knight of Cups is you offering something. So I've heard some people call this like a freebie, or just like something that you offer in exchange for engagement. So this could be like, you know, if it's your first time on my website, click here to subscribe to my newsletter and I will give you a free one card reading or something like that. It's like extending that offer is going to generate a ton of attention for you. And that just feels really, really good. So I feel like figuring out your freebie or your offer is a huge piece of advice that they want you to go ahead and do, that and get it into place. And I feel like they're saying, don't make it too big. So I don't know if you're like interacting with people who make huge offers, like hours long, videos for free or events for free or whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. As long as it's genuine, it's from you, it's going to have that magical energy, because that's what this business feels like to me. It's just something that people want to witness. So figuring out your offer, your freebie, that's number one. I think, don't they also call that a lead or a lead magnet? Okay, what else? What other advice? Oh, we had the Hierophant flash there. We'll see if they come out. So again, I feel like they are talking about the way you perceive structure, or that you are structuring the business, making sure to not over-structure anything, to not squelch out that magic. So I wonder if there's like part of this is like, I feel like they're saying you do your best work when there isn't a whole lot of structure, which I'm impressed by, because I need structure personally. Okay, and yeah, we have Judgment, honoring your life purpose, heeding the call from spirit. Whoa. Okay. This is a bit too many. We'll definitely take these two. Okay, we have the Three of Coins. That card actually has shamans on it in this deck. Whoops. And then we have the Ten of Cups. Yeah, I feel like that goes right in the middle there. So I feel like, of course, this is part of your life's purpose. This is something that you've studied for quite a long time. I can see you moving forward and studying even more. So I feel like we're kind of similar, that we're like eternal students. Like, it just feels like there's always something more to learn, but it doesn't feel like in a negative, pressurized way. It's like, I'm genuinely curious. I genuinely want to offer more. I want to get better at this. It's like you're just... And that's such a that's like part of where the magic is, is allowing yourself to take more classes, to pursue things on your own as well. So I feel like this underlying message about magic is not only about like keeping the business light and fun, but it's also like reserving space in your own life to do things that feel magical for you. So not setting up so much structure that you feel like you can't go on vacation. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like looking into some automations, maybe like Calendly, or Acuity Scheduler, just things that can make your life a bit easier, will help you feel like you have more creative freedom that feels so important. And at the heart of this is just deep, deep fulfillment, but also helping others find deep fulfillment and happiness and love in their life. Maybe even like around family. So you might be doing some ancestral work with your clients. So I feel like getting pretty specific about that is another piece of advice they have, finding your lead, finding your call to action, but also like, if you could help somebody do anything, what would it be? If you could help your ideal client do anything, what would it be? My guess is that it would have to do with either life purpose, helping them find their life purpose, or helping them feel so emotionally fulfilled. Maybe like healing a family. This is like a happy family card. Maybe cultivating joy. It's like that those words are going to help you write everything. I feel like you're already starting to, but it's like the words aren't quite all perfected quite yet. But I feel like once you figure that out, like what you want to help your person do, it's going to become a lot easier. Okay, let's continue to get some advice for you about your business, Jeannine. So let's get some angels and ancestors out here. Any advice about next steps for her business? So first we have the lead magnet, maybe writing some scripting for your website or any other printed materials. Whoa, oh my gosh. Okay. Will we take these? Okay. They said it's a message on the side. Interesting. We'll see what that means. So over here we have Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. Then we have the High Priest, intend and create. And let's stop there. Yeah, so I feel like you're doing deep transformational healing with Medicine Mother. And I feel like your intuition is super strong, especially when you're working on other people. And people really feel that and they crave that. It's like comforting, like, okay, Jeannine knows what she's talking about. Maybe I can't discern what the message is, but Jeannine definitely can. I mean, out of this whole deck, you got Medicine Mother. So I feel like they're like, yeah, you're a healer. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Able to move very heavy energies here. So that might be part of your lead magnet, maybe like a quiz about like what area of your life needs healing or what type of healing modality is right for you. I feel like there's, creative liberties that you can take with that, but I feel like it does have to do with some type of medicine that you personally offer. So not anything overly generalized, of course, but like something that I can only get from Jeannine that feels really important with everything that you do. And then with High Priest, intend and create. Interesting, look at this. There's like a staff here and a staff here. So again, I feel like they're talking about structure and what you're creating and reminding you that like you're the boss of this. So when you have clients, sometimes they'll ask you for stuff. And like, that's a good thing. Like, they want your energy, they want to work with you, but at the same time, you're setting the boundaries. So it's totally valid to be like, this is my limit right now. So it's almost like they're saying, you don't have to wait until the entire thing is ready to start doing it. So maybe you pilot one service. And it's okay to just offer one thing at first. Like, I feel like you're waiting until everything is perfect to show it to anybody. I feel like they're like, go ahead and start doing it now. It'll feel so good. You'll get that experience. You'll get a good feel for it and like clarify more what you want to create, where you want to sit with this at the very end. When it's realized its full potential, what do you want that to look like? Okay, Spirit, and what was the side message that you had for Jeannine? So we have Arrow, surround yourself with protective energy, and then see beyond the current situation, Seer. So you just might be a bit concerned about problems that may arise or maybe even holding these boundaries. So maybe you know somebody who has a business and you see their boundaries being tested and you're like, how can I foresee everything that could possibly happen? And then surround yourself with protective energy. So I feel like they're saying it's totally impossible to be 100% prepared for everything. Although if it was possible, I feel like you would love to do that. But I feel like they're saying part of this is taking a leap of faith. So you might be concerned about making mistakes as well. That might be what it is. Like, I'm protecting my image. I want to make sure that I say the right thing all the time. And I feel like Spirit's like, you're not going to sometimes, and that's okay. I feel like that's what it really is like protecting yourself from making mistakes, protecting your image. And Spirit's like, I feel like they're saying you're not seeing like that people want to interact with you just as you are right now. Even if you're not the top expert in every field that you're working in, people like that. They want somebody who's human, who's down to earth, who makes mistakes, who messes up sometimes. You know, that's part of who you are. And that's part of what you can offer to somebody. Okay, let's get closing advice for you about next steps for your business. So we've got the lead magnet, deciding what you want to do for your ideal person, if you could do anything for them, keeping that sense of magic and mystery, allowing yourself to do classes in the future because it feels like you really enjoy that. And then not stifling yourself with perfectionism. So not waiting too long to share what really are beautiful gifts that I feel like will be really well received. And you have the 10 of Cups here. So what else for Jeannine? Parting advice for her. Okay. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Love that. Nothing will come of this situation, void of course moon. Yeah, this fear over here of making mistakes, that's not a problem. Your commitment is being tested first quarter moon. That's just getting clear about what it is that you want, like the effect that you want to have on other people. So it's almost like recommitting to yourself, like, this is why I'm doing this. And then nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. There's that message again, Jeannine. I feel like they really want you to go ahead and start offering. Even if you don't have every single thing, every puzzle piece ready to go. It's going to help you better cultivate an end result. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, they're showing me this perfect example. Oh, thank you so much, Spirit. I love when they do that. So one of my good friends in undergrad, we had a sewing class together, and the instructions were, you know, we were given a pattern, we cut out all of our fabric, stitched it together. You know, you're supposed to try it on periodically before it's done and pin it and alter it. That way you're not doing all of that work for a dress that just doesn't fit and looks like shit at the end. Well, my good friend did not want to try it on because she didn't want anyone to see her in that state, so she was embarrassed about it. And she wanted it to be a really nice surprise. So I wonder if there's like some of that going on, and Spirit's like, just try it on. And then, you know, if we need to cut 6 inches off of it, we will. If we need to add some sleeves on it, we will. But how will you know unless you try it on? Wow, what an amazing message. And then luck is on your side. I mean, my gosh. Yeah, I feel like it's time to start. That's a new moon in Sagittarius. Okay, Jeannine, I am so excited to see what happens from here. This looks amazing. Every time that I connect to your energy about your business, it's just all good news. So I'm just so excited to see how that unfolds for you. I will lovingly step back from your energy at this time. Thank you so much for your submission. Sending you tons of love and light as always, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.